Every so often, an individual steps onto the world stage whose ideas reshape our understanding of reality. Today, on Quote Almanac, we dive deep into the life of such an individual, Charles Darwin, and uncover the quotes and stories that made him a beacon of scientific enlightenment. The Galápagos Islands, a remote volcanic archipelago in the Pacific Ocean. It was here that Darwin observed finches, seemingly ordinary birds with different beak sizes. But to Darwin, these beaks held a secret. They were a puzzle piece to a larger theory, evolution by natural selection. A concept that would redefine our understanding of life on Earth. Expanding on our deep dive into Charles Darwin's life, let's further unwrap the layers of this enigmatic scientist. The early years of Darwin's life were not indicative of the groundbreaking work he would later produce. Charles initially enrolled at Edinburgh University with the intent to study medicine, much like his father and grandfather. However, he soon realized that the sight of blood made him queasy, and surgery, without the benefits of anesthesia in those days, horrified him. From medicine, he pivoted to theology at Cambridge. It was during these formative years that his true passion for natural sciences began to flourish. Darwin was greatly influenced by John Henslow, a botany professor, who introduced him to important scientific figures of the time. This relationship proved invaluable, as it was Henslow who recommended Darwin for the position of naturalist aboard the HMS Beagle. The voyage of the Beagle was supposed to last 2 years but stretched into 5. During this time, Darwin collected a plethora of samples, meticulously making notes of his observations. His journals from the journey provide a vivid picture of his scientific rigor and offer personal insights. He wrote, "The love for all living creatures is the most noble attribute of man." This quote, perhaps more than any other, provides a glimpse into Darwin's profound respect and awe for the natural world. Let's delve deeper into his time on the Galápagos Islands, which is often considered the catalyst for his theory of evolution. The islands were home to a variety of species that were not found anywhere else on Earth. For Darwin, the uniqueness of species on these islands was puzzling. Why did they differ from one island to another, despite the close proximity of the islands? And why did they differ so dramatically from species on the mainland? It was the finches, in particular, that caught Darwin's eye. He noticed that each island had its own distinct species of finch, differentiated mainly by the size and shape of their beaks. These observations led him to hypothesize that all the finches had a common ancestor but had evolved differently based on the demands of their specific environments. This concept of species adapting to their environment over generations became the foundation of Darwin's theory of natural selection. The idea was groundbreaking and controversial. Evolution suggested that species were not fixed entities but were, in fact, mutable over time. Beyond the Galapagos, Darwin's observations from different parts of the world added to his evidence. From the coral reefs of Australia to the grasslands of South America, every new habitat offered fresh insights. But despite these revelations, Darwin hesitated to publish his theories. He was well aware of the societal and religious implications of his findings. For over 2 decades, he kept his thoughts mostly to himself, refining and expanding on them. It wasn't until Alfred Russel Wallace, a young naturalist, came forward with a similar theory that Darwin was propelled to publish. Another significant facet of Darwin's life was his health. He suffered from various ailments and was often incapacitated for days. Some historians speculate that his health issues might have been due to the stress of his groundbreaking findings and the implications they had. Despite his health challenges, Darwin's correspondence with fellow scientists, scholars, and friends was extensive. Letters were the emails of his day, and Darwin utilized them to discuss, debate, and refine his ideas. It's through these letters that we get a clearer understanding of his thoughts, hesitations, and the struggles he faced in propelling his theories forward. Beyond the realm of science, Darwin was also an ardent abolitionist. His encounters with slavery during the voyage of the Beagle deeply affected him. He wrote passionately against the institution of slavery, highlighting its inhumanity. This facet of Darwin's character often goes unnoticed but is essential to understanding the man behind the scientist. Charles Darwin was not just the father of evolutionary biology. He was a man of myriad interests and profound empathy. A thinker ahead of his time, whose legacy continues to influence science, philosophy, and the way we understand our place in the natural world. Born on February 12, 1809, in Shrewsbury, England, Charles Robert Darwin was destined for greatness. Though he hailed from a family of means, it was his insatiable curiosity about nature that steered his path. Charles found himself aboard the HMS Beagle in 1831, a voyage that would lay the foundation for his groundbreaking work. You may have come across his most famous quote, "It is not the strongest of the species that survives, nor the most intelligent, but the one most responsive to change." This statement encapsulates the essence of natural selection. It suggests that adaptability, not brute strength or sheer intelligence, determines survival in the ever-changing landscapes of life. Darwin's magnum opus, On the Origin of Species, was more than just a book. It was a revolution. Published in 1859, this work shattered conventional wisdom, presenting evidence that species change over time, adapting to their environments. Now, if you're finding these revelations as enthralling as we do, remember to hit that subscribe button. The world of history is vast, and there's so much more to explore with Quote Almanac. Another quote by Darwin, "A man who dares to waste 1 hour of time has not discovered the value of life," emphasizes the importance of time and the quest for knowledge. Every moment was an opportunity for Darwin to learn, observe, and theorize. Yet, Darwin's life wasn't just about science. He was a loving husband to Emma and a doting father to their 10 children. It's said that personal observations of his children's development further fueled his theories on inheritance and variation. However, with the limelight came controversies. His theories were in direct opposition to the prevailing religious views of the time. Yet, Darwin pressed on, driven by evidence and the pursuit of truth. Many misconceptions surround Darwin's work. Some believe he dismissed the idea of God entirely. But Darwin himself stated, "There is grandeur in this view of life." Having been originally breathed by the Creator into a few forms or into one. Here, he reconciled his faith with science, emphasizing the beauty in the natural process. As we draw closer to the end of our journey through Darwin's life, we remember a man of relentless curiosity. A man who changed the course of science and left an indelible mark on history. Thank you for accompanying us on this voyage of discovery. If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to like this video. And for more enriching content, make sure to subscribe to Quote Almanac. Until next time,